Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. We have some absolutely breaking news that is extremely important to specifically Gemini users and users of the Gemini Earns program. We have some breaking news covering the fact that the Gemini Earn program has now essentially halted withdrawals, and we'll go over the reasons why this has happened, some of the speculation. Essentially, Gemini Earn is in association with Genesis Trading, and Genesis Trading was indeed one of the trading firms, platforms that was actually caught up in the FTX crossfire. This is the real concern with everything that's happened with FTX. We know they had over 1 million creditors. You know, what is the cascade of this event going to be? And we're actually seeing this now gripping the Gemini exchange through their Gemini Earn program. So this is specifically regarding the Gemini Earn program. So it's not Gemini products, just Gemini Earn. So let's get through it, guys. I want to read this article from the horse's mouth, and then we'll get on to how the Earn program works. What's essentially happened here is they don't have the funds to meet the requirements for all withdrawals, and this of course has led them to have to halt trading. We'll also read this CoinDesk article. Let's not waste any more time, guys. I first heard about this on Twitter. This is literally came out not even half an hour ago, so you guys will be getting this a little bit later on, but I'll try and get it out there as soon as possible. So this is officially from Gemini, an important message regarding Gemini Earn. We are aware that Genesis Global Capital LLC brackets Genesis, the lending partner of the Earn program, has paused withdrawals and will not be able to meet customer redemptions within the service level agreement SLA of 5 business days. We are working with Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the Earn program as quickly as possible. We will provide more information in the coming days. The past week has been an incredibly challenging and stressful time for our industry. We are disappointed that the Earn program SLA will not be met, but we are encouraged by Genesis and its partner, its parent company, Digital Currency Group's commitment to doing everything in their power to fulfill their obligations to customers under the Earn program. We will continue to work with them on behalf of all Earn customers. This is our highest priority. We greatly appreciate your patience. This is an important one here, guys. This does not impact other Gemini products and services. Gemini is a full reserve exchange and custodian. All customer funds held on Gemini exchange are held one-to-one and available for withdrawal at any time. You can read more about this here. This, of course, is from Team Gemini. So this is from the horse's mouth. This is what's happened. Very quickly, the Earn program, ladies and gentlemen, is essentially a way that users of the Gemini platform could essentially get exposure to greater yields through chasing riskier ventures and diving into the DeFi space. You can see a list of coins that they actually offer here. Even things like the Gemini dollar, you could get 5% on, so on and so forth. So essentially, the people that Gemini used in order to facilitate this was Genesis Trading, and this is from Genesis. Genesis Crypto Lending unit is halting customer withdrawals in the wake of the FTX collapse. This is breaking today, guys. This isn't even an hour old. The unit, known as Genesis Global Capital, serves an institutional client base and had $2.8 billion in total active loans as of the end of the third quarter 2022. The lending arm of crypto investment bank Genesis Global Trading is temporarily suspending redemptions and new loans, new loan origination in the wake of the FTX collapse. It essentially goes on to state that this was an official call that has taken place not even an hour ago. The unit known as Genesis institutional base. So basically what it's saying here, Genesis Trading, which acts as Genesis Global Capital broker dealer, is independently capitalized and operates separately. So it's going on to cover the sort of parent company. But it's essentially going on to say that, you know, given these guys were affected and actually had funds on FTX that they potentially may not be able to redeem. Now, how DeFi and the DeFi space typically works is you have to have an asset that you can, you know, use to facilitate farming DeFi, whether you lend it out, whether you borrow it and then restate, whatever it is, there's various farming methods. And this is obviously how Genesis trading, and they've probably been doing some trading as well as a company. What they've been doing is, in order to get you this kind of a yield, is they've been risking those assets. And the problem is, certainly when you loan something out based on an asset that you have, is if that asset goes down, you get a sort of margin call, and then ultimately a liquidation. Is if that happens all in one go, you end up with this kind of bank run situation, which is what happened with FTX. I think we're going to see a lot more individuals come out of the woodworks, just like we've seen, now Genesis trading coming out. And this, of course, is affecting Gemini. Gemini is no small exchange, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a very, very large exchange. Shall we read, just to sort of wrap things all up, the actual official tweet from Gemini? Will obviously repeat a lot of what they've said here, but this is breaking news, guys. Please share this around, give this video a like and a comment to try and get it all over the place. Let's just read the final tweet from Gemini. We are aware that Genesis Global Capital LLC, Genesis, the lending partner of the Earn program, has paused withdrawals and will not be able to meet customer redemptions within the service level agreement of 5 business days. So they've actually just said that they're straight up admitting that they don't have the funds to pay back the customers of the Earn program. And again, this is because of the risky nature of DeFi. You can be a DeFi degen in a bull market when everything goes up, and you can borrow collateral that goes up against, buy more of that collateral and just keep sort of reshuffling it. But in a bear market, things don't work like that, guys. We've seen all these really bright minds get destroyed over the past 11 months now. And you really want to pay attention to that, guys, as content consumers. Follow the money. Who's doing well in this environment? Who isn't? And then, of course, maybe hedge your bets with the guys that are. That being said, this is a very tricky environment, and crypto is still such a new, early, and explosive space that we really don't, have 100% guarantee on anything, I don't think, other than the fact that the sun is going to come out tomorrow. So we are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the Earn program as quickly as possible. We'll provide more information in the coming days. The past week has been incredibly challenging. I hate the fact they're actually sort of going, listen, mate, you are a company that is in charge of individuals' funds. What you need to do is, if you have messed up, is hold your hands up and say, we screwed up, not go on about how challenging the environment is. Nobody feels sorry for you, unfortunately, in this situation. Certainly not people that have lost all their money on FTX. We are disappointed that the Earn program, SLL, will not be met, but we are encouraged that Genesis, it goes on to say this, we will continue to work with them on behalf of the Earn customers. This is our highest priority. We appreciate your patience. This does not impact Gemini products. So it's important for them to continue to reiterate that. It's also very important for me to continue to reiterate the fact that this actually does not affect Gemini as an exchange. It's just the Earn program. People that have deposited or locked their money in potentially may not be able to get it out, but that's not 100% official. But this is obviously after Genesis suffered major losses earlier this year due to the failure of the hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital, and also now FTX. They are very much caught up in this, and this is huge news, guys. It really is absolutely huge news because this is another domino that is falling. Last week, Genesis disclosed that its derivatives unit had about 175 million in. So it's not even 10%. Is that 10%? No, it's less than 10%. So that is probably about, if they had 2.2 billion, 2.8 billion. That's what is that? 6, 7, 8%, something like that, actually, in FTX, which is sizable, to say the least. Certainly for a fund to lose that in one go and not have, it's got a knock-on effect. And if that's customers' money that they've used to get the yield on, you end up in this situation where you can't quite repay things back. And that's after 3 hours. And of course, this is last week, Genesis disclosed the derivatives unit had about $175 million in locked funds in its FTX trading account. As a result, DCG opted to strengthen Genesis's balance sheet with an equity infusion of. This is what I mean, and the worst thing about this is we live in a world where things aren't just allowed to organically collapse. We have, you know, band-aids that just won't work. It's like putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. You know, it's fatal, unfortunately. A band-aid isn't going to do much. If anything, it's just going to, you know, bring other people into the mix. So that's all I've got for you guys. It's breaking news. If you enjoyed the content, like us, was appreciated. Show is a comment and share this video about, guys. And if you know anybody that's involved with the Genesis Earn programs, please get this to them, and we'll potentially do a follow-up video as we get more news unfolding. All I've got for you in this one, guys. Have a good Wednesday.